from a consistency standpoint, when we look at Future Think, it is not leading to any kind of significant change with regard to our general education staffing needs. And I think that's an important part of the conversation around, our numbers and that kind of thing, because we also don't want to portray ourselves as a place where there's inconsistency in whether you have a job or not. That's not going to help us maintain the really highly regarded professionals who we have and want to take care of.
Exactly. When you're up one year and down the next on the gen ed side, certainly we may face situations where that's an immediate, we've got to capture that FTE and we got to figure something out. But if we're only going to be back up the next year, and you can see these making their way through, particularly on the elementary side, it is highly inefficient just from an organizational standpoint and just a kind of financial standpoint to go through the onboarding process, which is, exceedingly costly from time and just the resources that we put in. And so if you know that it's going to be, okay, it might be a slightly lower class size this year, but we see this group coming through, to be able to weather that and not reduce and then only to add the next year, it does provide that consistency. At the same time, retirements, resignations, that's where we're looking. The reductions that you've seen on the certified side has been for lack of course requests at the high school primarily, not people getting riffed and losing their jobs. We have a fairly steady exiting group of employees, and we look at all those positions very carefully. Next item, 8.2, if there aren't any other questions on this, 8.2 is the HR report. Speaking of retirements, we have a handful here, and as always, want to wish each of these individuals an incredible last school year in the Forest Hills School District, a collective 141 years of experience in Forest Hills, notwithstanding any of their experience outside of Forest Hills. And so for each of them, Jen Cook at Anderson, Brian and Sherry Devine, Brian at Summit and Sherry at Maddox, Michelle Dewhurst at New Path, Andrea Gately over at Wilson, and Michelle Sperling at Sherwood as well. And we want to wish them all the best and thank them for their service. And hopefully they can enjoy this last